Well, every 26th of January I mourn in my heart, because as far as my experience with colonisation, I've pretended outwardly it's good. I've learned to speak the language that I was taught. I've learned to dress and live the way that made other people happy, but I had to sacrifice my desires, my ways, my culture.
You can go ahead and celebrate your 200 years, whatever, settlements. I'm just going to wander down the bush and do what I want to do.
Well, I don't see how Aborigines could have anything but antipathy towards the 1988 celebrations unless their sovereignty in this country had been assured. I mean, how on earth could Aborigines come to the party at all?
When are we going to celebrate justice? You know, when are we going to celebrate just giving back what was taken wrongfully?
It comes down to this. Aboriginal people will not survive unless we have real land rights, and that means having control over our land. The right to refuse entry to outsiders, the right to say no to mining if we have to, if we feel that it's too dangerous, and so on. We have to have that kind of control. If we don't have that control, it means the end of the longest living human culture and religion on this planet. That's what it means.
Nobody likes to see somebody lying down and taking it. The average Australian would give a lot of support to the Aboriginal groups who are going to stand up and take the fight to the powers that be to establish a very significant Aboriginal Australia. And the battle lines would be drawn up, but there'd be a lot of white Australians on the side of Aborigines who attempt to do this.
Is this perhaps the kind of national crusade that seems to have been lacking in this country for quite a long time?
How could it be possible with the people so decimated, over such a vast area? Decimated first by disease, then subjected to a systematic and not so systematic genocide in various parts. How could it be otherwise with the numbers so small and with the distractions and the forces against them so great? But when it does emerge, it should be, there'll be many people in Australia ready to help it.
In your lifetime, do you think?
I hope so. I hope so, yeah.
Are you hopeful or pessimistic about a reconciliation between white and black Australians?
I can't comment on that at the moment.
You're not sure?
Not sure. Otherwise, I'd be telling you lies.
In a momentous vote in 1967, almost 90% of the Australian electorate gave the federal government special powers to legislate justice for the Aboriginal people. It was the greatest majority in Australian political history, and since then, some justice, some rights, some land, and some pride have been won back. And yet in this rich country, Aboriginal children remain sick and malnourished, and their death rate from simple, preventable disease is not very different from that of children in poor countries in Africa and Asia. This almost incredible situation is not a medical problem, but a political one. And the obstacles to overcoming it stem not from malevolence, but from a lack of political will to match sympathy with action. Support for the underdog has always been a powerful myth in Australia, in a white society with the humblest of origins. And like many myths, it's partly true. Radical reforms like voting rights, minimum wage and childcare legislation were pioneered in Australia. But when do the benefits of this noble and fragile tradition reach those whose extraordinary generosity of spirit has been expressed in this film? And what will happen in 1988 when 200 years of European settlement is celebrated? What version of events will be told then? An acceptable version, a compromised version, or the secret truth? It seems to me that until a committed policy of reconciliation, of real nationhood, is offered to the first Australians, those who came recently can never claim their own.